see that third period there? Just a couple mistakes here and there.
Yeah, I think we just came out kind of flat, which you can't do in this league. I thought we played a pretty good first and second, enough to keep ourselves in the game. And then the third, whether it was a back-to-back or we just weren't dialed in, we kind of let off the gas, and that's what's going to happen.
I was just going to say, yesterday was such an emotional win. Did that maybe some fatigue set in a little bit today?
Maybe, I think, as you mentioned yesterday, it was a high emotion game. A lot of guys were, really invested in the game. So I think, as I said, the start of the game today, I think we did enough to keep ourselves in the game, but then it's just really flat in the third period.
Henry, for yourself on the power play, is it how is it different now this time around on power play as opposed to say like in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think it's something that the power play is something I've always done throughout my career. It's something I hope to continue to do in pro. So for me, it's something that I'm just trying to get in a groove with it, and I think throughout the year, both on the power play and just my season's sort of been put in different situations, and I think that throughout the night tonight, I got a little more comfortable and holding on a couple more pucks. So it's something that's I think I'm doing a decent job with it now. There's still, I think, room for improvement, but it's something that I hope to continue to do.
For yourself, obviously, down and up this season a little bit, thrust into kind of a higher role. How would you describe where your game's at right now this season?
Yeah, I think I've liked my last couple of games. I think that I had a good start when I came back up, put some good hockey together, and I think when I came back from injury, I think I had a little bit of a stretch where I just got into bad habits where probably wasn't being as assertive as I could, which is something that that happens, and that's part of being a pro, just trying to learn work through that. And I felt that the past couple of games have done a good job sort of moving past that, and it's something that I've been pretty happy with, and I think it's something that any pro is going to go through. So I've been happy with where I'm at recently.
Henry, on that forecheck penalty, it seemed like refs were a little confused. What was that all about?
Yeah, I don't know actually. I mean, I saw the puck go right out. So for me, I've never seen a ref overturn a call, and I'm not one to get in the ref's ear, so I didn't see any reason to try to play it off or do anything else.
Henry, what can you say about Luke Collin and just his leadership and what he means to the younger players in this room?
Yeah, I mean it's everything, especially with Tommy being gone and Cooch, not being as present as we're used to. Cuddy's really stepped up in that role, and I mean you see it every night. I mean there's no lie in the position we're in right now. These games, it's not like we're trying to get in the playoff spot. So I mean for him to show up every night, check, score goals, fight, it's something that I look to add some of that in my game, and I think a lot of guys on our team should, because it's something that you really can't put a value on it.
How good did it feel to get that power play goal with the shot that you have from the point like that?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously, it's always good to see the puck go in the net. But for me, I think playmaking is probably 50% of my game. I think this year probably hasn't been as much as that as I would like, just given sort of circumstances with where we're at. But that's okay, and I think there's other areas that I've gotten to focus on. So yeah, it's always nice to see the puck going now.
How are you feeling physically right now? 76, we have 5 games so far.
Yeah.
More than we played before. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, I feel good, honestly. I think, just the way my season's progressed, as I mentioned earlier, it's sort of been segmented where, you get to the start of the year, with the team out of camp, and then put together 20-game stint with the Barracuda, come back up, and then Christmas break, and then, puts another 15 games together, and then All-Star break, and then since then it's kind of been a sprint. So I've honestly felt pretty fresh, and I think that these last stretch since the All-Star break is something that's probably been the longest stretch I've had throughout the year in any league. So as I mentioned, that might have been part with why I think I had a little lull with some of my play for a handful of games. But I think it's, as I said, it's part of being a pro and kind of learning to grind through that, and I'm kind of happy where I'm at right now.
Now, the result is the key, of course, but how cool is it that you get to play with Collin Graf, someone that for so long, and also for his first NHL point tonight too?
Yeah, it's really cool. He's someone that I've skated with since we were probably 8-9 years old. So he's someone that he's always been a good player, and when we got to college, he really took off. So I was super happy for him. We didn't really know in the moment if he was going to get credit with the assist or not. So we were happy to see that go up on the video board. So it's it's a cool moment. Congratulations to him. I'm sure him and his family are very happy about it.
True, he was only like 5'8", was a junior in high school or something.
Yeah, he at 5'8" might even be like a stretch. He was, I mean, he was always a good player, but he was one of those guys you remember as being like, oh, that's the small kid. He was a year younger, and he actually played up, I think, with our age group, just in different tournaments and at various times. But even when he was small, he was always a pretty crafty player. And then when he got to college, when he was with Union, he was pretty much a good chunk of their team. He was a star for them. And then when he got to Quinnipiac, I think he got surrounded with better players and was really able to thrive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Thanks, Henry.